where are we today?
We're in Winchester, taking the opportunity while we're down south for your cousin's birthday to have a wander around. I've never been to Winchester, you will have been.
I will have been, yeah. Not for a long time.
So we're just going to have a wander and have a look. The first thing we've seen is this.
Very apt name, isn't it, for the debtor's prison, George Moneypenny.
It is, isn't it? And then just as we come round from that sign, have a look up at the building. Quite ornate for a jail, as they all were back then, weren't they?
Yes.
But then next to it, we saw this.
Which is now a United Church, but British and Foreign School. Entrance for girls. So obviously a stained glass for the church. But presumably on this side, no. Perhaps the boys were allowed in the main door.
Perhaps they were. My school had a separate entrance for boys and girls when I started infant school, yeah.
And I'm glad we found the jailhouse, because breakfast is calling
And is that just next door?
at the jail, the old jailhouse.
Sounds like a plan. And as usual, he's forced me into having breakfast.
There's no forcing at all.
I don't know. He didn't say it was going to be such a big one. You never do.
So that was breakfast.
And very nice it was too. As it always is. And we were just talking about Wetherspoons, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were saying that you can never guarantee the breakfasts are going to be piping hot, but there's always lots of room in them, and they always take on old buildings, but keep a lot of the original features, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, the breakfast, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's filling,
Yeah, and
reasonably priced.
more importantly,
Coffees,
refillables.
refillable.
So yeah.
So, walking down, I think we want to go more that way. There's no sort of signpost that I can see telling us where we go. I think it's this way.
That's an ornate clock up there, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Front of the building looks like it should be an old bank or maybe something more official.
Yeah.
Well, it is a bank now.
And it was built in 1713.
That's Victoria up there, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Is it not?
Queen Anne. Anne Regina.
Oh, yeah. I think this is the Buttercross. The High Cross. I can't read the Roman numerals, so I don't know what year.
Perhaps you will be able to work it out.
very ornate. My assistant has just pointed out a sign.
It's the City Cross. And the earliest reference to the cross is in the 14th century. Known locally as Buttercross, you were right.
The building was known as Walter at the Cross. This building here. Oh, look.
Always look up.
And the structure was a focal point for civic ceremonies in the later Middle Ages, when it was flanked by taverns called Hervain and Hele, and the upper parts of the cross were rebuilt in 1865 by an architect called Gilbert Scott.
Nice view of it.
And we might bang on about it, but saying about looking up, it's now a shoe shop, but if you look above, it used to be an inn, the White Horse Inn. Then Keith just said look up at the building on the other side. Tudor style. It will be Tudor, won't it? It won't be just Tudor style.
No, it will be Tudor. With what looks like possibly some bishops of the cathedral, do you think? From different eras?
Because what's that?
963?
Athelwold,
Athelwold,
Walklin, Wickham, and Fox.
So you've got different dates: 963, 1070, 1367, and 1500. So perhaps that was their abode.
We often say, don't we, that it's, well, we'll find out in a sec. We often say, don't we, that it's nice when buildings aren't just ripped down.
Mm.
Felix, stop.
So saying this group of buildings that we just showed you with a covered walkway is called the Pentis. And the properties grew up along the northern boundary of William the Conqueror's palace and encroached onto the road.
All right.
And as a result, the high street is at its narrowest here. Until the 13th century, this area was used by moneyers and called the Mint. Later in the Middle Ages, it became the drapery, centre of the city's cloth trade.
So, William the Conqueror's palace then?
Yeah.
As we walk along, the Pentis, did you say?
Pentis, yeah.
Completely old, different old buildings, all blended together. It keeps quite a nice character to the town, doesn't it?
Different angles as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Buildings.
Another market here. Buskers. And that's going to will be an interesting one to hear being played. The old harp.
You're not having one.
Dog in the Starbucks.
They're quite nice, aren't they?
Mm. Yeah, we got something like that with mums.
What this?
That sort of shape, yeah. You know what I see when I see knives like that, though?
What? Your sharp knife?
No.
For cutting paper.
Paper knives.
Yeah.
I was thinking, do I need one?
I don't know whether this is irregular, but this is Sunday in Winchester, and it's a nice street market.
Sometimes because that is convenient, you don't need to light in the package, you can change the temperature.
And you know, we always like a street market. We'll always have a good mooch around one when we find one.
I don't like to manage this. These are convenient.
Oh, Keith will like this one. It's like steam.
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I'd lost him.
Oh, that blade in.
One box allow 100 bed. Have really good same come with box here. Size it. You want? Have two fingers.
Yeah,
Put two. Up.
Yeah, you know how to do it.
yeah. Yeah, there, like that, yes. Yeah,
I think no.
no.
Let me help. Use the right hand.
Yeah.
The blade facing the right side.
Yeah.
You put two fingers like that, and then you go to the 45 degrees.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then in the left side, you to the side, clean the nose, everything. The blades only goes out 1 millimeter, so it's really safe to use.
Right.
Just you open it with the nest. Put a standard single edge blade like those. Put it there. Close it, and the blade will be outside only 1 millimeter, so it's pretty handy. This comes in a wooden box like that. It's a packaging, and it's just 28 pounds. And this is also the easiest one to use. It's a finger razor. Just put one finger like that and hold it. Because it has a handle, you can do absolutely everything that you want. If you want to try in your hands, that's it. Yeah. And then you can put in your chicken. If you want to have, yeah, well, you know how to do it.
Different, aren't they?
Yeah.
All our razors are handmade in London, and the blades only goes out 1 millimeter, so it's safe to use. You know? This one, for example, comes in a leather pouch like that, and it's just 22 pounds. One box of blades with 100 blades is 6 pounds. So this lasts a year and a half. You don't need to buy anything else.
It's this stall which I just showed you before, because I knew he'd like this one. We have a story. Don't we, Keith?
We do. We go around charity shops and collect bits that one day will become lamps.
You have started to make a couple of lamps.
I have.
Or you have made a couple of lamps.
Yes.
A few months ago, we were in an antique shop and bought an old coffee grinder.
Sorry.
Keith's planning to turn into
A wall clock.
lamp.
The idea was to sell them, but then you need them pat tested and things.
Well, we
So
found someone who can pat test, don't we?
Yeah.
But the
Then-
other problem is that
we like them.
we like them when he's done them, so we'll keep that one. We'll not sell it.
Bit of just information here that William the Conqueror built a palace here, as we think that was what it was. We saw up further up the street. And so, and this is the round table, the Knights of the Round Table, which is supposed to be in.
It's in the cathedral.
In the cathedral. Whether we get into the cathedral today, being a Sunday, I'm not sure. It's one of the finest medieval cathedrals in Europe, according to the information board.
I think it's one of the largest ones from what I read.
Yeah.
In the world, certainly in Europe. This is one for all you campervan owners there.
Absolutely. Thank you. Absolutely.
Nice work. See you later. Thank you very much.
An engine block of a T2.
And then there's one over there, isn't there, for YouTubers, people who make videos.
Out of a little cine camera.
Yeah.
Turkish delight is that?
Oh, I like the slow machine.
Mm.
Oh, the bookends.
Bookends. Yes.
It is, yes. Yeah.
This little market.
It is.
Not the usual bits and
There's,
pieces.
I mean, yes, there's some stuff that you see at every market, but then there's a lot of different stuff as well.
Mm.
Shall we have a picnic?
That was one of my first cameras
Yeah?
when I was a kid, yeah.
That's not a good camera. Look at these ones. Look at these big ones.
Yeah, I'll probably have it.
That's an old one, that one. Okay, let's have a look. Come back. Really? Not that one. Well, that's the camera. Let's have a look. Walk round. Talking to him.
Gosh. That's not bad, is it? So Keith's been purchasing. What have you bought?
Boxes.
What kind of boxes?
Box brownies. So the idea,
I was going to say, pourquoi?
make some lights.
You know how we were just saying about lamps?
Well, these are hopefully going to be turned into lamps. We'll see. This is an impressive building, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Massive as well. We'll nip over the road and read what it says. It's now the University of Southampton School of Art.
And that's the Guildhall.
Okay.
And we are 100
Oh, this is 127.
feet above sea level.
Real noon. 5 minutes, 16 seconds later than at Greenwich. The compass points 9 degrees.
4 minutes west in 1954.
If there's steps to be climbed, we've got to have a climb. Have a look. Sad sign of the times. The Jubilee of Her Most Gracious Majesty Queen Victoria was celebrated in this city on Coronation Day, 28th of June 1887. William Budden, Mayor. Up there.
Impressive, isn't it?
This Guildhall was opened by the Right Honourable Lord
Saxbourne.
the Lord High Chancellor of Great Britain, on the 14th day of May 1873. there's another one on this side. This stone was placed here to commemorate the 700th anniversary of the mayoralty of this city, which was celebrated on the 3rd and 4th days of July 1884. And then, similar to the one on the other side we just showed you, this foundation stone of this guildhall was laid by the Right Honourable Lord Viscount Eversley. Oh, it's the same.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Lord Viscount Eversley, High Steward, on the 22nd day of December 1871. So this one was 1871.
And that was 18...
And this one was laid in 1873. I'm sure you've heard us say time and again in videos, buildings just like this will never be built again, which is such a shame, because they really bring the history of places to life. Should we go and see a king? And there's the king. King Alfred. And for those of you who don't know British history, King Alfred was the founder of the kingdom and nation. Alfred, King of West Saxon, AD 871 to 899, drove the Danish invaders from Wessex. He created fortified centres, of which Winchester, the largest, was his capital.
During his reign, the streets in use today were first established. Alfred was the most esteemed of English kings. He encouraged the revival of learning and monastic life and laid the foundation for a single kingdom of England. This statue was erected in 1901.
I'm just saying, you don't see these very often these days, water fountains. It's not working,
Unfortunately. One for bottles.
Halsey Taylor, built in the USA.
One for dogs.
And one for dogs, down here. You used to see them everywhere, didn't you, in public parks?
You did.
So this is the Abbey Gardens. We're heading towards the cathedral now. Or Cathedral Gardens, I should say. Or Abbey Gardens.
These are Abbey Gardens. The Abbey Gardens.
This is the River Itchen, and it's an internationally important chalk river, entering from Winnell Moors Nature Reserve and flowing through and under Winchester along several channels. There are only around 200 chalk rivers in the world, and more than 3/4 of them are found in England. Heading towards the cathedral now. First decent view of it.